the world.
What can we do to help empower?
We're gonna take on the world. Standing up tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. Yeah, we gotta move. Speaking the truth. Paying our dues. We making the news. We hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules.
Nice.
I am Julie Grayson, Director of Education and Public Policy for FANPAC. FANPAC is the Family Action Network Political Action Committee. We are in New Jersey, but we service nationally and internationally, and our mission is to ensure that every child has the right to have access to a parent and be loved and receive love from them. Today, it's actually a long time coming. We have the first wall of hope and love, which is behind me, which will grow not only in New Jersey, but throughout the United States and beyond. We got the proclamation from the mayor of Trenton at the State House declaring this the 17th Annual International Parental Alienation Awareness Day. So this wall of hope is a place of healing and a place of contemplation, and most importantly, inspiration and empowerment by parents, grandparents, family members, and adult alienated children to make sure that they know they are not alone, silence is not an option, and default shared parenting will be passed in the state of New Jersey. I would just like to quote, we collaborate with Ginger Gentile, the filmmaker for Erasing Families, which we've been showing all day long on the off the steps of the State House here. And I will quote from her movie, which is, there should never be a scenario where one parent gets to be a parent and the other parent gets to be a visitor at best and completely erased, which is what is occurring throughout New Jersey, with thousands upon thousands of children and parents being disenfranchised from one another.
My name is David Kalin. I am the Executive Director of Legislative Affairs for the Family Advocate Network, as we call it, FANPAC. So FANPAC came together, formed by concerned parents who recognized that the family court wasn't meeting the needs of those it's meant to serve, in specific, our children. So we recognize that every child should be free to love and be loved by both parents, and we want to work with all stakeholders in the family court system to transform the family court so it understands the critical role it plays in the development of all of our children. So really for us, what this is about is letting our legislators know that we're here and that we're loving parents, and we want them to stand up and do what they need to do to empower both parents to stay in the lives of their children. And there are legislative solutions, there are training solutions that they could advocate for, but specifically, we would like the first step to be the presumption of shared legal and equal or approximately equal physical custody to allow those two parents the emotional space to craft a parenting plan that works for them. We do not want the court, the litigant, or a lawyer, somebody in the process, to be able to use time with a child as leverage in litigation. So that's the first thing we're asking our legislative partners to do. If you're seeing this, recognize that for every person that shows up in Trenton today, we represent 5,000 other people who are similarly affected by this, but don't either have the strength, the courage. There's a significant amount of shame and guilt and negative emotions that are tied to the idea of what a loving parent goes through when their child or children decides to disconnect from them. It's illogical. It doesn't make any sense to us. So we tend to shrink away from it. We don't want to put our stories out there because we're embarrassed by it. Well, we're here to tell all of those parents and the children of those parents that you're not alone, There is a safe place to come, talk about your journey, get involved, and through that you may find empowerment on your own to have your own voice be heard. So listen, we appreciate anybody that wants to come and publicize this with us. We appreciate that. It's critically important that we reach the different communities, stakeholders in the family court system, but more importantly, we have a wall of hope and love here. And it's really a place for those parents and children affected by this to come and share that love, to heal from the damage that's been caused in the family court. And even though we may not be able to directly give our child a hug and a kiss, this wall will give us the opportunity to do it in a different way. And that's what this event today is about. We hope to do them every year, but we hope ultimately to never have to do this again. We hope by the work we've started and that we'll continue to do, that there'll be no child that is not able to love and be nurtured and guided by a loving parent. So we hope to put ourselves out of business.
We're gonna take on the world.
I would say that Afotey has been the roving cameraman on the street all day, not only capturing professionals in the community, but legislators, attorneys, law enforcement, grandparents, parents, to make sure that their voices are heard on a human rights issue, the right to parent, raise, and be instrumental in upbringing and education of their children and grandchildren. Thank you, Afotey.